You know those moments where you stop and think, how did this happen? Like, how did I get here? Maybe you are feeling completely frazzled and overworked. Maybe you are looking at a messy kitchen, which happens around here more than I would like to admit. This video is for those times when you wish you could just start again. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. And I want you to remember at the outset that a reset does not mean starting from nothing. It doesn't mean starting from scratch. Like when you reset your phone, for instance, you're not suddenly staring at a completely blank screen. All you've done is remove all of the things that were slowing it down, weighing it down, causing it to lag, causing it to glitch. You just got rid of all of that unnecessary stuff and you have reverted to the foundational, basic default settings. From there, then you can start again to customize it the way you'd like it. Because let's face it, when we start out on anything, we're not really sure what we're doing. You know, we're testing things out, trying things on. It's a bit of trial and error. We're just seeing what we like and what we dislike, but over time, those things can become habits and routines without kind of conscious thought, without us even realizing it. It's just because we've tried them a few times, they suddenly become ingrained in us. So we accidentally get set in our ways, or we accidentally set up habits and routines that we didn't really mean to, or that were serving us and are no longer. Plus, over time, our judgment gets clouded by different things, different experiences. We also just accumulate a lot of stuff, not just physical stuff, but biases, like I said, experiences, lessons, tasks. So sometimes it's really helpful to reset, just go right back to basics and then rebuild. Let's talk about how to do that. The first thing might seem extreme, but trust me on this one, you want to delete everything from your to-do list. Because here's the thing, our to-do lists are never ending. We all know that. It feels like you get to take one thing off only to add 3 more things. And we're so busy, we get so caught up in that we don't often stop to evaluate whether a lot of that stuff actually needs to be there. We just get caught on this hamster wheel of go, 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 do, 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 do. So go full nuclear on it. I like to grab a pen and a piece of paper, just a blank slate, start again. With that blank piece of paper, I start jotting down pretty much everything I can think of, starting with the things that I believe are the most important or the ones that are the priorities for me. And then after that, it's just about listing everything that's on my mind. After that, I get really ruthless with the red pen. Now, you might be kind of fretting about permanently deleting something. Maybe you're not ready to fully let go of something. You're thinking, oh, I might get around to that someday, or I really would like to do that. Something that really helps me in that situation is to say to myself, not right now. I'm not permanently getting rid of it. I'm not saying I will never ever do it. I'm just saying for now, it's not top of the list. So not right now instead of not ever. It's easier for me to tell myself that I'm just setting it aside for now. So from there then I rebuild my schedule based on the new habits and routines that I think would work better for me, based on the things that I am going to be prioritizing for the very near future. And I make sure that there is plenty of breathing space in there so that I don't end up back in this situation where I'm feeling overwhelmed and frazzled and like things just aren't running the way I would like them to. If you want to see how I create my weekly plan, I did do a recent video on that. I will link it for you. Next is something that I didn't even consciously realize that I was doing until pretty recently, but it really works. That is adding novelty to your morning, you know, starting your day in a different way. I think the reason it works so well is because essentially it shakes your brain up. It tells it that something is new, something is different. Today is not going to be like other days. So it can stop your brain from going into that autopilot mode where you find yourself doing things without really thinking about them. Instead, if you start your day with something completely new, you're a lot less likely to slip back into old habits and old routines. It's kind of the same way your routine is completely different when you are on holiday somewhere. You know, you wake up in a different place, maybe you sleep in a little bit, you're having a different type of breakfast. All of a sudden you're just on a different wavelength. That's why they call it like holiday or vacation mode. You are in a completely different mindset, and that is something that you can kind of not force, but something that you can contrive and create in your own day-to-day life by just starting the day differently. It gives your brain the kind of heads up that, something's new here. And not only that, but it is a chance to drastically improve your life. So I used to start my days scrolling on my phone. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, but I never really saw a huge problem with it. You know, I never felt harried or rushed or stressed by scrolling through my phone. But recently, I decided that I was going to try listening to music in the morning, and it has made a massive difference. You know, when you're driving along, open road, even if it's just to the shops, you've got the music blaring and you're putting on a little car concert, you know, doing a little car karaoke. I don't know about you, but those are some of the happiest moments in my week. Like, they're the bright spots in my week. I am giving it socks, and I really don't care if someone else sees me. I don't care what other people think of me. I feel happy and I feel completely free. It was a very empowering feeling. You know, I'm just driving along having the time of my life. Well, my vocal cords are not, but I am. And now I start my days feeling like that. I feel like that every day. I simply hit shuffle and I keep skipping until I get to a song that I really feel will motivate me, or one that I'm really like, yes, this is the one. So what is something that you love to do that you are not currently doing in the morning? I mean something that truly makes you feel joyful, alive, confident, empowered, carefree. If you can, if it's at all possible, add that into your morning or as early in the day as you possibly can. And then just sit back and watch as it changes the rest of your day for the better. Another thing then that's going to give your brain a bit of a jolt, you know, let it know that today is a brand new day, it's a brand new world, it's a fresh start, is to change your environment. Now, we talked about being on holiday. Obviously, we can't do that every day. We can't wake up in a brand new place every day. But what we can do is take care of the surroundings that we find ourselves in on a regular basis. And that could mean decluttering, it could mean tidying, it could mean organizing, it could mean moving around the furniture. That's a great way to kind of wake up and know that something is different. And look, I know that this can be a big task. So what I'd say is to start with the area where you spend the most amount of time, or at least the most amount of your waking hours. For me, it's right here in my home office. For you, it might be a cubicle, it might be your kitchen, it might be your garden, or let's face it, it might even be your device. Look at where you are spending a huge chunk of your time, both physically and virtually, and then spruce it up a little. Get rid of anything that you do not need or want in that space. So it could be physical stuff, but in terms of virtual stuff, it could be unfollowing accounts that you no longer want to see. It could be deleting apps from your phone. And just make that space, whatever it is, feel brand new. You know that feeling. You know, you get the kitchen really clean or something. You go to bed, you wake up the next morning, you walk into the kitchen and you're like, or you clean up your closet, you know, you declutter some clothes, you walk into your closet the next morning, it's like, oh, this is wonderful. There are so many different ways that you can achieve that. So focus on one particular space and give yourself that feeling like today is a fresh start. Also think about the types of things that you want to be doing. So remember when we kind of rejigged your schedule, we looked at your habits and routines and talked about improving those. Set your environment up for success. So if you want to read more, set up a little book corner, a little reading corner. If you want to craft more, then clear off your crafting desk and, you know, organize some of your supplies. Again, you don't have to go like all in on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just easing some of the tension, removing some of the friction. Set up your surroundings so that they encourage you and support you to do the new things that you want to do. It's also a great time to switch up your appearance. Not that there is anything wrong with it, but we all know that like a new outfit or a different kind of style a different hairstyle, a different haircut, wearing a different type of makeup, or wearing different types of accessories, they all have the potential and the power to make us feel like a different person. So if you really want to start a new chapter of your life, then opt for a look that kind of encapsulates the person that you want to be. Book yourself in for a haircut, or even just wear your hair a different way. Pull some new outfit ideas. You certainly don't have to go out and spend money. You can work with what you already have. And remember, this is for yourself, okay? This is not for anyone else. You are dressing for you. So really try to envision and then capture the essence of the new person that you're trying to be, you know, trying on a new persona. And look, this is not about completely changing yourself from top to toe. It's not about becoming a completely different person that doesn't really reflect who you are on the inside. It's simply about trying some things out, you know, trying on a different type of persona. It's about highlighting certain aspects of your personality, and it's about aligning with the new life that you're trying to lead. Remember too that you can have different styles to match different aspects of your personality. So I have certain clothes that I wear when I want to feel young and silly and carefree, and then I have other clothes that I wear when I want to feel like a badass. I don't know about you, but I find it really easy to slip back into that rut of wearing the same types of clothes over and over again, or neglecting my appearance a little bit. But this past year I have made a much bigger effort. I have been dressing up a little bit more, again, not for other people, but dressing in a way that makes me feel great. It makes me feel like I'm putting in the effort. I have been getting regular haircuts. Like previously I would have just left it months and months, sometimes a year plus, whereas now I'm getting regular haircuts. In fact, I have one booked in for next week. I'm even occasionally painting my nails. And it doesn't have to be every single day, but every now and again. Not only will it give you a little bit of a boost, but it will help you to see yourself in a new way. When you look in the mirror, you will physically see a different person. So you picture it and then you become it. Essentially what you're trying to do is jolt yourself out of a rut. Even changing just one thing can stop you from slipping into the same old, same old. It's about that, oh yeah, we're doing things differently now. And that oh is the pause that you need to stop yourself from slipping back into that rut, to stop yourself from slipping back into Groundhog Day and doing the same things over and over again, and realizing that today is a brand new day. But how do you keep things fresh then? How do you maintain that reset feeling? Because we all know that as time goes on, it's going to wear off. And there are two different ways that you can do this. So the first is to redo this process, you know, maybe in 6 months time or whatever. You could bookmark this video and come back to it. But the other is about kind of keeping up. It's about maintaining. You know yourself, it's much easier to keep a space tidy than it is to do a really big cleanup. So the way that I like to keep that reset feeling is by regularly clearing the decks, and I do it with a Sunday reset. I shared my Sunday routine in this video. If you check the description of that video, you'll find a link where you can download a free checklist of all of the things that I like to do on a weekly, monthly and quarterly basis to maintain that reset feeling. And until then, go raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feici mé sibh go luath. Slán!